We're running off that bike.
So. That Alpine trail guys here.
Where is it? Is it in the back?
Yeah, it's in the back.
Yeah. Those are what we tried on. But they were the size large. Those are different from those and these. Obviously, they look a little better.
So these are gonna be elbow pads. They're the same thing, the same style.
Alright. Still the same style?
Same style. The Enduro Pro is gonna be different. So we don't. Doesn't look like we have those launch pads.
Okay.
All of them will be out here.
So they will be out.
Yeah, no, we don't have any more than launch ones. So we're going to be selection for those. They're still pretty bad. So,
If they were large, you think it's the same or would you
they're gonna fit the same. But if they don't.
Does he have pedals that he runs?
So the correct packaging, you'd be able to bring them back. And get
What'd you think?
I think it's awesome.
It is. Yeah, it's fun.
Like way more intuitive than I thought it
Yeah,
would be.
so-
Okay, that's okay.
Yeah. it's-
Yeah, and you know, like when I first started riding it, yeah, I would ride like 10, 15 minutes every day. And then after like 2 weeks, I was pretty proficient.
Yeah.
So,
Because I've watched a few videos, and the whole getting on seems to get people. But
that's the last XR I have in stock right now, with the new GT coming out. So we're holding off on those. We'll probably bring in a few more XRs here in a couple of weeks new. That's our demo unit. We just put on demo like 2 weeks ago. You're probably the fourth person to ride it. But we'll sell that demo unit with the rail guards on there for, it'll be 5% off. So cut out the upper tax.
okay.
Or the Alpine. For the new GT, you can, you know, those won't start showing up until this point. We're probably looking at about February before OneWheel's going to have those available to ship.
So how much smaller is
The Pine,
I know it's a little
I've
bit.
got one. Let me grab it. Raffling this guy off.
A fair bit smaller.
But most adults like the XR better. You know, just a little bit easier. You can put a more rounded tire on here if you wanted to, but it would void your warranty. Anytime you do stuff like that, you have to send it back to OneWheel.
Yeah, I've heard the joke that if you've taken it out of the box, you avoided your warranty. So
Yeah, and you know, now that they have the treaded tires for like the GTs and stuff, it's possibly an upgrade they could do for you. You know, having them put a treaded tire on. But yeah, and I mean, they're built like tanks. People don't tend to have that many issues. If there are issues, it's, you know, smaller components in there and stuff, and those will show up in the first few months. So, you know, I definitely recommend not modifying it for the first year.
yeah.
Get through that warranty period, and then if the board's solid at that point, you know, then, you know,
Go for it.
yeah.
Those guys
I mean, you know, and OneWheel's reasoning why it voids a warranty is anything you do in there, it's a lot of complex mathematics that go into keeping you safe on it. So if you modify it at all, they're worried about your safety and all that. So something to keep in mind if you do aftermarket stuff. We started live streaming, just FYI, while you were outside. We were scheduled to go on at 1. But yeah, pretty fun stuff. And we do have a raffle going on this guy. We're only selling 150 tickets. I think we got about 30 sold so far. We'll probably draw it somewhere in the middle of December. $5 for a raffle ticket. That demo board's maybe got 2 total miles on it. That's that, something like that. I need to hook it up. I keep saying, but I need to hook it up to the app and see how many miles. It's got to be less than 2. It didn't sail. And we put the Pine on demo because it was cheaper for us to do that. And it's a lot harder to ride at first. The XR is a lot more stable base, being bigger, having that flat tire. So.
And what's the price on these XRs?
$17.99 on the XR and $9.50 on the Pine.
Okay.
And then the new GT, I think, is $21.99 or $22.99. And then the Pine X, which is basically an XR and a Pine shell. I think it's like $12.99. I don't have them in yet, so I don't have those prices memorized. But we'll get a few of those in here shortly. But still with that, I would recommend going with an XR over even a Pine X, just for the stability and all that type of thing. If you were using it, like I think like a college campus, I imagine somebody would maybe appreciate a Pine more than an XR because it's not that much smaller, but you'd be surprised mobility wise, like how much easier it is to throw in your front seat, how much easier it is to carry around.
Yeah.
Having just that slightly smaller size. The XR is a bit more of a commitment to carry it around. Still fits in your trunk or your back seat, obviously, but you know, it's if you're going to be on and off the board a lot, if you're going to be in areas with a ton of people riding it around, then the Pine is really good for that. The XR, if you're going to be doing like, you know, longer cruises, if, you know, those types of things are more important in the off-roading. You know, the XR is going to be a little bit more comfortable for you.
Yeah, I live next to the Katy Trail and
Okay.
Vineyard Island.
Yep, the XR.
Each one you get, so you can get that.
Absolutely. I haven't ridden any electric boards over in St. Charles yet. I think that would be a ton of fun. Like Matson, I'm really looking forward to. I think that would be cool to ride a board at. But I mean, it's crazy. Like we do a Taco Tuesday right in the summertime. We typically will get like 10 to 15 guys on OneWheels that come out from the St. Louis group, and you know, we do like a pavement cruise. It's real pretty, but then we go up to the Eureka Mountain Bike Park here behind the shop, and like they'll ride the skinny, and like they're going off drops, and it's crazy.
Some of those drops up there are a little big.
Yeah, and a few of the guys are just like super good riders that do it, but there's also guys that are just kind of more casual riders, and they still like ride all the features. Pretty amazing. So I ride an electric mountain board myself. I don't do much one wheel, but that's definitely our most popular. I always try to push our electric mountain boards on people and stuff, and because everybody comes in for the one wheel, so I'm ride that. Like I've got an evolve board, electric longboard, and everybody buys one wheels. We sold like 2 evolve boards, and everybody else ends up on the one wheel.
On their bike, you know, tubes in there.
I love
Right now,
it. One wheel is probably equally as fun. You don't have to worry about a remote, which is nice. You know, it's kind of the advantage over, you know, even a really nice electric longboard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was looking at these because I've been mountain biking for a while, but now I've got back issues, and every time I ride my mountain bike, it injures me again. So that's getting old. Yeah, I was looking at something else.
Yeah, I have
a replacement.
I have not ridden my mountain bike in the last year. I had a head injury. I fractured my skull. But yeah, getting back on my mountain bike has been hard. It's just too shaky and too bouncy and stuff like that. Whereas on the boards, you've got kind of a bigger, fatter tire to kind of cushion things, and you're using your whole body as a suspension. So it seems, you know, you're still kind of doing the same thing on a bike, but I don't feel as jarred around as I do on my mountain bike. So. And you're going slower. That's, I think, the other key of it. You're having, it feels like you're going as, like on a mountain bike to really feel exhilarated, you know, you've got to be going like at least 10 miles an hour, 15 miles an hour. On these, if you're off-road, if you're going if you're going 10 miles an hour off road on these, you're like pushing your limits and you're having a good time. But yeah, I mean, you're probably going to average, I mean, on straightaway stuff, 10 miles an hour, 15 would be nothing, but like actual like single track and whatnot. So the speed's lower. I think that's a little bit easier for you to kind of see what's coming, address it, prepare your body. Maybe on mountain bikes, you're moving so quick, you're not really anticipating every bump and shake that's going through your spine.
You want to run through that Alpine one more time?
Yeah, how much are you getting the Alpine? How much do you weigh?
It's for
So much different.
Okay, how much should see you weigh?
Draw 170.
It's quite
Okay. And then do you have your own pedals or do you need pedals for the bike?
He's got pedals, grips, helmets, knee pads, elbow pads, pouch. The drop frame.
But on, you know, the pipe we're not really demoing anymore, but if you're considering buying one and you want to kind of roll that out or decide if you do want it, you're welcome to take that.
You're good.
And just do like a brief, you'll be able to tell pretty right off the difference between the two. I know like my daughter and got upset with me because I put her on the Pine at first and a little bit hard for her to learn with around her tires. She was kind of unstable and stuff. And then as soon as she got on the XR, she was like, this is way easier. You know, I think the XR got uncomfortable for her to actually ride trail with and stuff. She rides electric penny boards. She doesn't really do the OneWheel much, but you know, I think overall that's better just for people with smaller feet,
They take bigger hits.
smaller hips.
Have a lot more protection on one of those helmets,
But yeah, I'm gonna go put these on a bike real quick.
downhill helmets will protect you a lot more.
And that's what's down helmet.
That's gonna be one of these guys.
That's what you just had out.
That's more of an enduro helmet. Enduro helmets are gonna be lighter. They're gonna be able to breathe a bit more. That's why there's so many holes on them. So like if you compare the chip piece on this helmet to this, there's just two little bars that come out.
Yeah.
This one's more
We gotta
thick
go in front of
there,
our house.
so
Yeah.
it's gonna have a lot more protection.
Well,
than
I'm
something like
less
this.
likely to crash
But
on
for
that side.
trails, where you
Because
say
I already drifted more.
Bentonville, yeah, for Bentonville, you're gonna be completely fine.
Hydraulic brake, so you're good.
Even just one of these helmets. But the enduro style helmets are gonna be, it's more like fast paced racing pretty much, not quite downhill, yeah.
We'll segue.
So, never know.
Yeah,
Can't say that. I was taking a couple classes
That was a
university on just field bike
off road longboards.
That's
Yeah. They offered them, dude, take advantage of it.
yeah, for real, especially if this is his first mountain bike.
It is.
It's a sweet bike for it to be your first bike too, so.
Yeah. It comes with a locking hitch too?
Yeah.
Sweet.
So, these are your curls.
You wanna
there's
show
a-
me how to do that out there?
Yeah, I can bring it out for you and help you put it on and
That'd be
everything. But in here, you're gonna use, I believe that was an 8mm right here, so just loosen it. And you can adjust the angle, you can see right here. When they first bring this rack, this is gonna be completely just straight, kind of match the body lines with everything. But
Sounds like that, so I'd probably go
mountain bike should.
Yeah, I think so.
with doing this, so you don't touch
Yeah.
yourself again.
What were you looking?
So that kind of defeats the purpose of it.
Okay. Okay. Do you know possibly what?
Is it if
software
I'm
it's using?
I have that one, which already has these little side rails on there.
What kind of bike is it?
No, the little one is the raffle one.
Oh,
The big one is their current demo one, but they would sell it.
okay. That was the one I Sorry.
What will grant that?
Yeah, the only thing we recommend is just bring it on in, we'll see if we can do anything with it. Which we most likely will be able to, so. Okay.
That's good though.
Normally it'd be a few days, but right now we're pretty backed up, so maybe I'd say, probably about a week. Yeah. No problem.
Mine has.
Is your son the one that's down in school in Arkansas?
Yours is fine,
In the
isn't it?
bike mechanic class?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Well, he's taking it to the university.
Okay. How's he liked it so far? Has he said anything? I was super stoked to see that coming out.
Yeah, it is pretty cool that they're doing that.
Mhm.
Would it be better if he had his bike, you know?
Right.
So I'm sure about taking another class. It's through the rec center.
That's all.
Yeah.
I went out to, I had to go to Colorado to take my class.
Oh, he's not taking, I'm sure it's not as in-depth as what you took.
I'm sure a more modern version. The course I took at Barnett's Bicycle Institute, it's just a few week program. All there, but
We're looking for
bit
that,
outdated.
the heavy duty one, right?
That's the nice thing about, I think, having it down there is it's a more modern
Yeah.
program, I'm sure. And we'll get it through.
I remember you.
And we need it. I mean,
Are you really gonna do this
that's
one?
the hardest thing for bike shops right now is
That one's gonna be,
finding bicycle technicians and bicycle
so
mechanics
it's gonna
that
be a bit more bulky.
know what they're doing.
Hold
Right.
your or hold your phone more than this one will.
There's a lot to this bike.
It does the same
Yeah.
thing, so it's just.
Yeah, and he'll run through it. Dialed into
Yeah,
what
this
you
one will
want.
be fine for you.
I'm like set up for the first time he gets on.
See,
Looks like cool.
Is he coming back up to St. Louis when he's done with school, or what's he going to school for?
oh, he's going down there for finance,
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
So it's gonna be some different clamps.
but he's wanting to get in a mountain bike and he's
It looks like maybe.
been doing a little bit of riding, but when he came in town in September, he said he wanted to come out here and look at bikes, and you guys had the bike he was looking at.
That'll be.
No one else had it,
Fine.
Yeah.
you know, it didn't exist.
And then-
You guys had it because you were way not apart, or you probably would have sold it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it comes with shims in there too, so you put that in the
So he's really new to the sport.
He's in the right place.
I think he's selling pair of bones for bike.
Everything, I guess I could
Okay.
look around more.
And how much is that?
Double check. You shopped here before?
He's about my height, an inch.
What's that?
He's about my height, about an inch.
Last name.
Theo.
His legs are as long as mine.
Yeah, and he'll be able to dial in this heat and all that pretty easy, I'm sure.
Yeah, this guy's $30.
Ignition for him, and it's done even however he wants it. He may even want to cut it down. And
306.
I'm sure he learned all kinds of stuff. He'll want to start with his own bike and start doing it.
Sorry about the mess.
Yeah, I mean, you know, if nothing else for him, it's a good part-time gig. Like, you know, we've got a couple guys that work here as needed, you know, just part-time, and they'll work for
Almost one of the last
short
times.
credit,
Yes, I
or,
never
you know,
said.
stuff like that. They work for the discount. But yeah, cool. Yeah, when he gets done, if he's back up here and he needs a gig, then he can really swing in.
Alright, there you go.
Thank you very much.
Have
Appreciate
a
it.
good one.
What's the dog's name?
That's Linda.
Linda. Stay in, girl.
Linda girl.
Oh, Jesus.
Hey, come here. I'm sure it's looking the right direction.
Should I pay ya?
Not yet. Gotta get all this stuff right here.
Wait, it's not a good discount on all the accessories.
Yeah, it's 10%.
And on the rack too.
Does that go for the rack too, Adam, at 10%?
What? Yes. Yeah, 10% off on rack and all accessories.
Alright. So we've got the elbow pads, knee pads, helmet, tube, seat, rack, and the bike. And the grand total is $5,144.73.
And Francis, I'll send you out to help them get the rack and the bike on and make sure the rack's set up proper for them. You guys went through, you dry fit that on with the Elroy and kind of got it spaced out a little bit, right?
Yeah, I threw that bike on Mustache's rack just to see if it would fit on there, and then we figured out that we needed to adjust the cradles
Yep,
too.
so help them do that, get it all, make sure it's styled.
That's gonna ask for your signature. Alright. Here's your receipt. Your serial number on that bike is highlighted there in black, so keep that. That's gonna be for any warranty work that you need done.
What is the one on the bike?
Is that about a year?
5-year warranty on the frame, 2-year warranty on most of the parts. Yeah. And then warranties on parts will go through the manufacturer. Any frame issues or wheel issues, well, yeah, just frame and wheel will go through Marin. You can go to any Marin dealer. So, to take care of that.
We just need to know this on file.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we can always email it to
Yeah,
them,
okay.
or we can email it to any shop.
We have our email address.
So, what's your last name?
Our last name is Meinerstagen, that's M-E-I.
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and take your email.
Sure.
What's a good one?
Can I give you two? Or you just want one?
Just.
Just one, I'm gonna give you my son's.
Alright.
And I should have it memorized. But I don't. Let me bring that up.
Alright.
This number, 314-677.
4693.
That is correct.
What do you think?
I'm still thinking, but how much is that e-scooter you guys have?
So it's in Unagi. They call it the Tesla of electric scooter. So just really sleek, it's got dual 500 watt motors in it. About 23-mile range.
Yeah, it's
Um,
pretty good.
if you want to try riding that one outside, you can. That's a demo unit. I've got a new one too. But yeah, it's neat. That's pretty cool. And then the other kind of cool, I mean, that folds down small, so it's nice. And we've got like a really nice bike with 4-inch, 20-inch wheels with 4-inch wide. That are really cool too, kind of in that ilk of things.
Yeah, we rode the bird version.
Okay. Yep. Yeah. These are a lot lighter. I mean, still heavy battery and motor in there.
Yeah, it's still pretty.
And that, oh geez, I'm trying to remember the range on those guys. I remember it was significant. I want to say it's up to 48 miles, but realistic, probably like, at 35, 30. I remember it was more than the others, and that's why we ended up grabbing those rather than a cheaper version of the Unagi.
It doesn't seem too much different.
Oh, for crying out loud. Get one of those and then get me this.
You want that too?
Yep. Who's gonna go riding with you? Rich isn't gonna go. But I also wanted one of these before. I also want one of those, but I'll start with this.
Yeah, I can do 5% off on the Unagi and 5% off on the board. Help us a little bit.
Yeah, go ahead and do that.
Cool, yeah.
That's not my stuff. I'm tired of wandering in
Yeah,
circles.
feel free
Just
to
buy it.
pop in the folder.
I know you want it. You just can't hurt yourself because we can't do any more surgeries. Right
Yeah,
away.
we sell wrist guards if you want to go that
Yes,
route.
yeah, we
We've
need
got
those
knee
right away.
pads. We've got helmets, obviously. I ride the Cali City. So I really like this helmet a lot for street riding. Because it kind of looks like a skate helmet a little bit. But it's got an adjustable dial on it to fit comfort wise. It's got a flip down visor. You can put a clear one in there if you wanted to. And then coming up on winter, it's actually got ear muffs that clip on here to help protect the ears a little bit. When I ride my mountain board off road, though, I wear a full face helmet. And I recommend, on a OneWheel, you're not going quite as fast. I'm strapped into my mountain board, so I would still wear a full face off road. I wear it on my mountain bike, but you can wear your bike helmet, obviously. I know a lot of people don't like doing that. So this kind of gives a cool Terminator look. I think I look goofy in skate helmet. So
That's pretty similar to the one I have now.
cool. So you should be good then. But yeah, then wrist guards would be the only other thing.
Yeah.
That'd be smart. We've got a couple different styles. I think that might be a large. We've got the full hand ones, which some guys are really into those. These on real quick. This is the extra large. On these, people typically tend to size up. I call this a derby kind. A little bit more comfortable than like your standard wrist guard a lot of times. So I like those. I can't wear those because with my remote, I can't handle a remote with that. And now actually my new remote's so big I only wear a wrist guard on one hand. But those are nice. I like the feel of those. They don't dig in your hand ever. So that's cool. And then there's a standard version, but you don't have to zoom yet, so it may not be super cool. You can try the medium one, you can just kind of feel the difference. And you don't have to get this guard down there. So, Too small.
Yeah, too small, but I could see how that's.
I don't like that. Yeah. So these are pretty neat.
This feels like what I spent 6 months this year in.
Oh no. So there's those. You know, like I said, the other one would be like the full hand version fencing.
Like those derby ones. Those are cool.
Sweet. And then, did you want to look at any knee pads or?
It's up to you.
Uh,
Your knees are actually pretty good right now, and you're usually pretty good.
I only say knee pad. Most people don't wear knee pads. I only say it because the first time I rode, I was going up a hill and I didn't notice the kickback on it. I was still new to it, and so I thought it was because I was on a hill, and it wasn't. I was overpowering it, trying to go up too fast, and then I noticed it. I didn't. Those times I had knee pads on, I was glad about that, but I didn't have elbow pads on. My elbows were fine. So.
Basically.
That's pretty much a good start.
Yeah, I took my wrist out on the longboard earlier this year.
Nice.
Had to get surgery, so wrist guards are a must.
Standard longboard or electric or
Just standard. Going down a hill.
That's I liked about the electric ones. They have brakes. Brakes are super handy.
This was just being overconfident.
Mm-hmm.
This real quick. And then that's got the white rail guards on it that we're obviously going to throw in for you. Did you need a fender or anything like that? Or we only sell the OneWheel official licensed products. Depending on if you're coming from a boarding background and stuff, there are like people that make call them like plate fenders and stuff like
Yeah, I've
that
seen
that you
some
may
of
want to look
those.
into. So, and we of course always have them here. So if you don't find anything to do.
I think I'll take it as is for now.
Always come back.
Yeah.
But you
So are those
know more.
screw on or magnetic? Or both?
Screw on.
You say they look like screw.
Go grab that other screw.
Whatever is best.
Sorry, I'll be right with you.
Oh, hey, man, you
Francis had
take your time.
he's helping somebody get a rack on their vehicle.
Hey, man, that's a good Sunday. Biking around.
Yeah. His son's actually down in Arkansas doing that new bike mechanic program they're running. I don't think this is my. did 5% discount on the Demo XR. I'll grab the box for that guy and the charger. So a few things that comes with. I did 5% off on the scooter for you, and then you get 10% off on the wrist guards. And then any accessories, if you end up coming back, we sell ass savers over there. I've had it short. I wear those. You've got, I have one of those jackets are awesome. And then we've got like Fox as their base layers. So if you do start off-roading a lot and kind of go wild with stuff, it's got integrated elbow, shoulders, neck, back, all that kind of stuff. I wear a full armor under mine when I'm out on board. That way, you know, the falls are a little bit different on OneWheel, but we do sell all that stuff. So just let anybody know you just bought a board in the next few weeks, and I'll give you that discount.
Okay.
Yeah. Other than that, you are at $3,083.33.
I was stressed. Did you want to use my card?
You fine.
You
Should be
want
good
more
to go.
points again, don't you? You used up all your points. So now you're getting yourself all the points.
Yeah.
That's fine. I didn't use up all of my debt.
I'll ruin my car.
You're really the same.
That bag's around here somewhere. I do not check people out much, so I have no idea where they
Well, I
are.
don't have to have a bag.
Okay.
It's fine. I'll just take it as is.
Yeah, and these hoods are great. They fit over the top of the helmet too. They're oversized hoods.
Nice.
There's your receipt there. Let me grab the box for the XR. I recommend holding on to the box if for some reason you do need to send it back to OneWheel for anything.
Things are good.
Yeah, and then warranty obviously starts with the date on your receipt. That book's really important to read through. It'll talk about nose dives and some other information.
What about a charger?
Oh yeah.
Forget that.
Oh, and then we do sell like hyperchargers and a bunch of other things.
That's fine.
And then that's got a kickstart essentially. So you have to kickstart to get going, and then the motor will kick. And then Power 3 is a very, I mean, those are super powerful. So feel free to start it lower, but just know when you hit that throttle, it's gonna rip.
Gonna go.
Yeah.
So how do you cycle through the power?
I'm assuming there's also probably a book in there too.
There is. I forget how this one works. There's a book in there. There's something about it's a light. I don't know. We'll have to read the book. No, I
It's
need
fine.
that. That'll be my homework for tonight is to read the book on that thing. Let me holler at it, Francis, real quick. No.
Horn is loud.
Yeah, it's a little louder than the bird one.
Good grief. Yeah. Because I didn't honk it, but I think you honked the other one. Yeah, it was flashy once you start hitting the brakes. And otherwise,
Very smooth. Exactly what it's supposed to be.
Hey, how's it going?
How you doing?
Good. I would not trust this handle.
This seems pretty small.
What's that?
It does seem pretty small.
Yeah.
For that weight.
It'll pull right out of there. This handle should be good, but yeah, still a little bit. I'll call Frank Fisher. You guys get one right now.
We have a charger for that.
In the box. Yep, this one's brand new. Yep. Yeah, if you have any issues with the OneWheel, call OneWheel and they'll help you through warranty stuff. If you run into any issues with OneWheel, call us and then we'll call OneWheel. If you have any problems with the Unagi, you're welcome to contact them directly, or if you want to bring it back into us to look at or check out, you're welcome to do that.
Are these his wrist guards? Are these yours?
Oh,
Oh, yeah, the wrist guard. Thank you. Good call.
Yeah. Where is it? You know, when I get home out of those.
Francis. Back. Did you find a different pair of pants you liked?
No,
or-
I'm gonna do the jacket instead.
Cool.
You know what? There's one thing I can always like it shorts, but man, it's like that upper body.
Oh, yeah.
The heat from. That's never mind. What little is exposed, but I like that jacket. I looked at it yesterday and I was like, you know what? Waterproof jacket. What's up? What's else? Put those on.
What's your last name?
Maggie, they want
First name?
Steve. Back the pants.
oh no, were they too big?
No, they weren't too big, but they're like, man, those I'm tall, and
Okay.
they're really low cut, like in the
Okay.
front. So just when I wore them, I was like, they're just not, they don't fit great.
You not looking for any?
Yeah, I'm looking for, and then I need to get an extra.
Okay.
Can you get someone one, for the little
Yeah.
3 that's real for two, someone bought one extra first.
12 feet?
Yeah.
What are you looking for?
I'm gonna get another master one.
Okay, we don't have any more trim masters or 12-speed master ones.
All right, well, that's fine. I have one. It's just,
What was it?
yeah, that little food's got room for two. So
Okay.
one little food. See in there.
Yeah. All right.
You
So
need
that's
this still or not?
Jacket, nope, jacket can go in. So the difference there is gonna be 61.72. That's Linda.
Mine is friggin' awesome.
Yeah, she
You're a sweetheart.
she's spent her whole life here at the bike shop.
Well, you've been here. You were somewhere else before, right?
Yeah, we were at the other location.
I didn't know you there. I just saw you in the paper.
Yeah, we were by Poor Richards. But yeah, we got her when she was 6 weeks old. Yeah. And I work every day with me ever since.
Need two pairs or just one pair? Alright, so we got the Pro with the 70,000 organic fats.
I appreciate it.
No problem. Well, that looks like you're gonna do the day on Sunday.
Yeah,
Good for you.
turned around.
Yeah, right. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Great, see ya.
Yeah, good night.
What's up, man?
I'm
How you been?
Wonderful. How you doing?
Good. Shop's looking good, man.
Thank you.
A little bit more room than the last one, huh?
Looks good.
Every time I come in here, you guys move things
Change it
around.
up.
Yeah, that looks good though.
I try to keep it fresh. I have like ADD, so if I don't change things like every 6 months, then I go nuts. I'm just like, it all looks the same.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, looks good though.
and Francis luckily is an expert at it. It used to mean I had to do that, which was very stressful.
That's Frank.
Francis, yeah.
He's the
Decorator.
Yeah, he's Francis.
Oh, you are. Okay.
Yeah, he's
So
Francis.
who's your the other guy?
Oh, Don.
Don.
Don's a mechanic, yeah.
Awesome.
Crazy character. I see your neighborhood's finishing up.
It's been blowing up, man.
It's I drove in there. I hadn't been in there in like a month, and I was killing time. So I was driving through. I was like, "Holy smokes!" They have the road all the way up to Greenswell there now.
I right from my backyard now, man.
It's so beautiful.
It's awesome. It's yeah, man. It's taken off big time. It's been pretty sweet.
What's your last name?
It's exciting.
Yeah.
Well, and then
No,
like over by Castlewood, they're doing a similar type thing. They have a subdivision that like backs up to Castlewood Park.
Yeah,
all over there.
Yeah, it's amazing what's going on, man. It's I'm sure you're reaping the benefits of it too, which is good. So,
That's fun.
yeah, it's awesome. So
I remember when they first started cutting down trees, like Greenswell there for the subdivision, how upset everybody was.
I would have been pissed too.
Yeah, and how like disappointed I kind of was. I was like, oh, it's sad to see. But as soon as it started clearing, like you could see, I was like, oh, this is going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and it gets more people in the park. Like, think all the kids in that subdivision. Once it really gets connected,
Yeah.
like, and hopefully they do a little entrance over there at some point. Well, are they still planning on doing the dog park up there?
The dog park is up there right now. The fence is up and everything.
Oh, really?
They have a big parking area up there.
Holy smokes! I didn't even.
So yeah, take a ride back there, check it out, and then yeah, it's nothing special.
That's cool.
You know, I wish they would have put in like instead of a dog park, put in like a big kind of kind of place to kind of cook out, hang out, playground and stuff. Because I mean, the dog park, literally, they put up
And everybody has yards, so it's in there. It's not like you guys live in apartments.
It's not like they it has a big dog park, but
A big pavilion with a bunch of barbecue pits.
They would have been a lot nicer. They put like a little dog park in the corner.
Right.
I mean, literally, a dog park is smaller than your floor area, right?
Right.
So it's like,
Yeah, and I feel like there's plenty of places in Eureka for people's dogs to run free without worry.
Yeah.
Maybe not play with other dogs, but then you're counting on everybody in the neighborhood to bring their dog up there, so your dog has friends to play with.
Yeah. Well, that's cool, man. We're happy.
Oh, it's so exciting.
It's been. Yeah, man, that place is, when we moved there, 3 years ago now, we're the only house, except, next, of course, from, and across the street was, what's his name? Melvin.
Yeah, Jeff. And his
Jeff,
family,
and
yeah.
his
parents, yeah.
folks, yeah. We're the only two back there.
Right.
you know,
That is true.
and, yeah, man, it's blown up.
That's awesome.
So is the values of our homes. Yeah, man. But,
it's
no,
not a bad place to join the home.
I was nervous, man. I was really nervous coming in. We came from Southern California, and we didn't know anything about this place. I had no idea that Greensville was even there.
Right.
Until Nate was out. Nate,
Mhm.
right? He was out there riding one day. It was like our third day there, and I'm like, "Why the fuck do you guys ride mountain bikes around here, man?" They're
Right.
like, "Dude, you got some of this mountain bike in your backyard." I'm like, "Really?" But you think of the Midwest as being flat,
Right.
so.
There's so many good trails around here. It's just getting better. Steelville just opened this weekend.
Yeah,
That's like
I'm
one
going
trail.
Thursday.
Cool.
Did you check it
I
out?
haven't been there yet. No.
So we'll be there. I'm going down there Thursday, and then we're gonna ride St. James as well.
Right.
Because I have off because of Veterans Day. But
I would go to Steelville first.
that's what we're doing.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to go first.
Because you will wear yourself out at St. James. And
Yeah.
that way you can just go to the brewery.
So St. James, was that about 8-9 mile loop? Or is it?
It feels like more, but yeah, probably.
Okay, but it's okay.
There's a few different trails mixed in there. It's pretty rocky.
Okay.
But it's fun. And
Yeah.
It's a ton of fun.
Yeah.
But Steelville will be a little bit easier, I think. And a little bit less hard on the body.
Cool.
And then, maybe you don't do all of St. James, and then, like I said, the brewery's not so a huge patio that's
Yeah,
really
yeah,
pretty.
yeah.
Their food's so good.
Public house, right?
Public house.
Yeah, I've been there a couple times.
Yeah, their beer's good. I've always kind of liked their beer, but I wasn't a huge fan. I went there last time. They have a new sour that's super good. It's crazy good. I was really impressed.
Awesome.
Their food's just awesome.
Cool. Yeah, good man. Yeah, man. Happy for you. It's looking good. So,
Yep, it is fun. A couple more years, and I think people will be a lot more outdoorsy around here.
it's good. I mean, look how much it's increased the last couple of years, man.
Mhm.
Since you opened.
Yeah.
You know.
It's been awesome to see.
I mean, you told me everybody was like, "What are you doing?
Right.
You ain't gonna last but a year."
Right.
You made it through COVID, so
Yeah.
good for you. You know. So,
Yep, there was plenty of times driving by empty parking lots at Greenspell there and stuff, kind of like, is this a good idea?
Dude, I was just we went for a hike today to Bluffview, and place was packed. So it's blowing up, man. It's blowing up.
It's amazing, and like with the Eureka Mountain Bike Park, and Eureka deserves a lot of credit for taking that first step, because I mean, ultimately that's why I opened the shop, is because I wanted to see progressive trails, and then nobody would listen to me. So it's like, oh, if I open a shop and maybe somebody will listen to me, and they did. And as soon as they started being agreeable about it, because they agreed to spend $100,000, before we even did our fundraiser or anything
For the
like
park.
that. Mhm.
Yeah. Didn't
And
they
then-
spend like over three?
It ended up getting there, yeah. But I mean, before that, nobody would even talk about spending money on trails. And as soon as Eureka put it in their budget, and then, we were able to get approval later, but that got St. Charles going. And then, it allowed Shepherd Mountain to happen, because they kind of said, yeah, we're buying in a mountain biker. So, I mean, if Eureka hadn't done that, none of this other stuff's around. Plain and simple.
Obviously it's a different type of money, but Bentonville, I mean, you go around, it's just the entire community that Northwest Arkansas is based off of mountain biking.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Well, and we just made a $5,000 sale because of a kid. He's down at, what school is he at?
I don't remember.
University of Arkansas, Fayetteville. I don't know.
Yes,
It's the community college
the
down there.
Fayetteville, yeah.
And
Arkansas.
he's taking the bicycle class down there, and he needs a new bike. So his dad got him hopefully he doesn't watch this stream. Does he know he's getting that bike? Is it surprise?
Yeah, he knows.
Okay. So,
Well,
but yeah, his dad
this
just
guy
spent,
on the truck was just out there.
yeah,
The one
his
that I
dad
saw.
just spent $5,000 in here while we have our sales tax. So the city of Eureka just made city of Eureka didn't make the money, but that's $500 in sales tax that state of Missouri gets.
Yeah.
And then partially to Eureka, all because of what Northwest Arkansas is doing. Because he's new to this is his first mountain bike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this
Awesome
is
first mountain bike.
it's something that can last your lifetime, man. I mean, Big Lou bought that $11,000.
Mhm.
You know who I'm talking about, right? Big Lou with the big beard. Looked like Santa Claus.
Mhm.
I mean, what'd that bike run him? About 11 grand, right?
Yeah, $9,000.
9 grand.
And ironically, he was out riding a bike. My mechanic was running. He used to work part-time for STL Mountain Bike Camp. So he had a group of 8 kids, and he seen Lou out at Bluffview riding. He didn't have a helmet on. And
Lou didn't have a ride?
no.
He usually
And,
does.
and this was like his first or second ride.
Oh,
He
okay.
had just
Gotcha.
started,
I
just
gotcha.
like got out on a bike. I think he bought a Jameis from down in Washington.
Yeah.
And it was a jumbo Jameis, they called it, not
What?
XL, jumbo. And
I don't know if you know
I've seen him
Lou. He's
before,
yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah.
But
Looks like
no,
Santa
so
Claus.
Art was, if he sees stuff like that, Art is just a very straightforward kind of guy anyway. And since he had kids with him, he wanted to make an example. So he said something to Lou, like, hey, what are you doing? Where's your helmet at? And then all the kids started giving Lou crap. So Lou came in the next day and was like, yeah. So I was out riding, this group of kids started yelling at me for not wearing a helmet. So here I am. He bought a $200 helmet.
Yeah.
Really nice helmet. But yeah, and then
He's
been in here ever since.
Yeah, he's a good dude, man. I see, and he was like, Nate and I were riding one day, and we're riding Zombie East, and all the switchbacks, and you can look down. I'm like, how the hell is this old man catching up to us? We get to the top. This first time I've been like a couple of years ago. He's like, yeah, don't worry, I got my electric bike. Otherwise, I want to be able to keep up with you boys. You know what I mean? But he's a big man.
Yeah, he's like 6'3" or 4, and then probably I don't
270,
Yeah, at
260 easily.
at least. But he used to ride trials bike, so he has a trials moto background.
Okay.
So like I've ridden up hills behind him and stuff, and he is
He's not.
he's very delicate for being such a monster of a man. Like he's got good placement.
Yeah.
I put him on my steel bike one time at Castlewood, and fully rigid steel bike, plus tires, and he rode it, and you could just see like that steel frame just like flexing up and down. It was the coolest thing ever. I was like, I literally did not know that was possible. Like he almost took flight. It was bouncing so much.
Yeah, it's cool to see everybody out there. It's awesome.
Well, and putting a subdivision on it like that, like just the amount of kids that are going to live in that subdivision that will go right. And that's like the coolest little section of Greensfelder.
Yeah.
It gets rough when you get to a point.
Yep.
It's very obvious that you should stop and turn around.
Yep.
So like kids can just ride that first 400 feet in there, back and frickin' forth,
Yep.
or take the RC cars out there, or
Yeah.
whatever they want to do. Just go walk.
That's great, man. My
So awesome.
I took me and my family and I we were down in Bentonville for spring break.
Mhm.
Kids loved it, and my youngest man, he's gonna be a beast.
How old are they now?
My youngest just turned 6.
Okay.
My middle's 9, and my Emma's 13.
Okay.
So they've been riding, and my youngest man, he's a beast. I mean, like he and I went and rode all of Bluffview
Really?
from the bottom up, rode the pump track, and we hit the new downhill.
Yeah.
And you know that at the bottom you get the big table jump,
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's-
and he's coming. I was like, I'll see how this goes, and he comes flying down that that new awesome bank they put. And he came up, and you know he's 6 years old. He just turned 6. He gets to the top of that level, and he goes, "Dad, did you see that jump?" I'm like, bro, that was awesome, man. I mean, he got like this high.
That's
but,
me
but
every
he
time I
was
jump
like,
a bike.
yeah. Well, he was like all pumped up because all these people were like, you know,
Yeah, I
clapping
bet.
on and things like that.
That's so cool.
But yeah, it's awesome, man. It's friends of ours that live in the neighborhood just moved back down to Bentonville area.
Okay.
They're from Rogers,
Okay.
and their kids, that's gym class. They're riding mountain bikes.
Right.
You know, they're on like
Yeah.
racing teams and things like that, which is so cool.
Yeah.
Hopefully that kind of catches on here.
We got NICA, which is awesome, but I think like an enduro, kids enduro series, like at the Chubb race, at the Chubb Enduro and at the Greensfelder Enduro, because Matt does a whole Missouri Enduro series, there was 40 kids at each one of those.
Wow.
One was like a whole NICA team of
Yeah.
kids, like 8 of them. But other than that, like a ton of kids that weren't on NICA teams, 30 other kids probably were there. A lot of them were on NICA teams, but it's that never would have been the case before. Like, if 40 people showed up to a mountain bike race, that was awesome.
Yeah.
But
Now
then
you got 40 to 50
just
kids.
kids. Yeah. But I mean, like if you had 1 or 2 kids, that was crazy. Like they did the dirt crits and they would have like 20 or 30 kids that would do those. But it was just neat to see that on the enduro. And that's what I think is going to really excite some of these young men.
Yeah.
Is enduro
That's cool.
riding.
So you know the little classes they had up here at the mountain bike park? When are they gonna start those back up again, you know?
It'll probably be
By
spring.
spring?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Wheels Up is really good because he works with a ton of kids.
Yeah.
He'll do the kids program. He's actually I'm not sure if he's still a teacher. Cody's still a teacher.
Okay, so I've met him out in
Yeah,
Greensville.
he may not be a full-time teacher anymore. I think he stepped away from that to do the coaching full-time.
Okay.
And he used to be a woodworker, but the other guy, Jeff Powell,
Because he used to work over at Baldwin Cycles
yeah,
back in the day.
yeah,
Right?
both of them kind of did.
Yeah, okay.
Cody's a little bit shorter, younger guy, and yeah, he worked at Baldwin. He was an Einer rep for a while. Really smart, good guy, and yeah, he's been in the bike industry for like 30 years. And then Jeff is the other guy who runs the camps. He's I believe, gym teacher at in the Rockwood district, and I think he worked at Baldwin too for a bit. But he's always winning races.
Cool.
I mean, in like the 40 plus or something. No, I think no, he's super fast. Insanely good rider.
Hey, I'm in the 40 plus group, and those guys out there stuff kick my ass.
That I think that's probably. Well, it's not the fastest group, but I mean, compared to me, that's I think like when I look at guys and I think like who's the fastest, I always think of guys kind of between 40 and 55.
Yeah. I was surprised. I mean,
You got the wisdom to finish a race too, which is important.
yeah. Well, you concentrate a little bit more on your on your strength and, you know, your cardio and things like that, you
Management,
know,
yeah.
so where these young kids are like, yeah, you know, they can just go out and do it, where
Until they
our
crash
age
out.
group, you gotta work for a little bit harder to get there, right? So, actually, you know, I should have got some of this too. This is just a cleaner, right?
Yeah, yep. That's a cleaner concentrate.
So this will make, you just add this to water?
Yeah. Yeah, you can dilute it down. You can foam it up, and it's safe to spray on anything on the bike.
Yeah, I had some before. I didn't realize you could dilute it though.